With us now is Susan Anton. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm doing so well. As you said, coast to coast, host to host.
Yeah, exactly. That could be a new show that we could do, right? Coast to
Why not?
coast, host to host. I love it. I absolutely love it. Susan, you are known for just so many extraordinary things in your journey. You know, role after role. I was like, okay, Cannonball Run 2, and she did this, and she did that, and she did Baywatch, and on and on and on and on. But now what's so exciting is that you are hosting your own talk show, and you're featuring idols, just like yourself, actually. Idols on idols, almost.
Well, well, thank you. It's really it's a nostalgia show that is reuniting all of these classic casts, musical groups, movie casts from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Maybe we'll even get into the 90s. You know, we're moving along so quickly in time now. Our first episode aired last Sunday, just yesterday, and it was Leave It to Beaver, which was so incredibly fun to see Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers and Stephen Talbot, who played Gilbert. So we have a whole host of wonderful, iconic casts, people that we've all spent a lot of time with.
Now, I just want to ask, because you've been in the industry for a little while, and you know, you're out on the West Coast and things. Had you known some of them personally before they came on your show?
Yeah, actually, the majority of the entire cast of The Love Boat. I was fortunate enough to be a member of the cast when The Love Boat went to China, which was a very big deal back in the day because the United States had severed all cultural relationships with China. And so The Love Boat went to China, and I got to play Bernie Coppell's love interest. So it was wonderful to be reunited with them and to share some memories of that extraordinary trip.
You all shot an incredible 250 episodes. But of course, my favorite was the 2-hour cruise. Not 2-hour cruise, the 2-hour episode.
In China?
In China. In China. And because I got to be Bernie's love interest. And I had a very bad disease, which he saved me. Lauren, your character, Julie, was featured on a trip to Australia.
I have a scar from Elizabeth the koala bear.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch their stomachs. Stay away from their belly.
Stay away, honey.
I loved The Love Boat. I mean, it was like must watch for me because when I grew up, you had to be home. It was an appointment TV, right? If you wanted to see Fantasy Island, if you wanted to see The Love Boat, if you wanted to see any of those shows, you had to be home at a certain time. You know, maybe you'd have a TV dinner in front of you where you'd actually like peel off the foil to have the little things in the compartments. But that was really the experience of what television was then. So
well,
how
Donna,
much are you having fun?
Right to pick up on that. You know, because that's exactly when people ask why people are so tuned into nostalgia now, why it's become so popular. And I think it is that. I think it is we didn't have the ability to just record it and see it whenever, and we were ho-hum casual. It was an event in our homes, and I would get the TV guide. It would come in the mail, and I remember paging through it and circling all of the shows I wanted to be sure to see, and I'd get so excited knowing that Thursday night at 8 o'clock it was Leave It to Beaver, like you said, Fantasy Island, or Charlie's Angels, or all of them. You know, they were really must-see TV. Because
Absolutely.
If you missed it, you missed it.
Yeah, absolutely. And even sometimes, you know, popcorn that you would shake on the stove and it would
Oh my
bubble
gosh,
up.
yes.
I'm giving away all of our little secrets, but yeah, that was television then, and this is television now, and it's wonderful that you're blending both. You're using new technology, just like I am here today, where we're Skyping in together, but you're, I guess, celebrating a whole new generation of television watchers by respecting and honoring the makers of television. I mean, so much fun. And a lot of these actors went on to do other extraordinary things. So are you
absolutely. Well, you know, and a very eclectic, diverse background too. Like Donna Mills, we had all the ladies from Knots Landing on. And they've all been Broadway, and they're Tony Award winners and all kinds of things in our profession. But Donna Mills is a winemaker now. She has a vineyard in her backyard in Beverly Hills, actually.
Nice.
And it's an award-winning wine. Or Tony Dow, Wally Cleaver, is an extraordinary sculpture in bronze. Angela Cartwright from Lost in Space is a brilliant artist and clothing and jewelry designer. So they've all branched into other parts of being creatives.
I loved Lost in Space. Did you not love that too?
You know, I didn't watch it as much as my husband did. I
Oh
was
my
just
gosh.
a little bit too old for it. I was more into The Boys by then. But when I told him out of all the shows that we were interviewing, he was like, "Oh, Lost in Space, that's my favorite."
Oh yeah,
So after
danger,
Twilight,
danger, Will Robinson. I mean, it's just like you can almost, you know, when it comes to that iconic television, you know, idol TV, you could almost like hear the phrases, you know, so many great shows. Gilligan's Island, they're all wonderful, all great shows from that era. And like
they
you said, you're
really
going to go
were.
through decade after decade.
Yeah, you know, it's really fun because hopefully we're going to do another season, and we're going to start asking everybody at home, who do you want us to reunite? Who out there? And Dreamcast and others like. There's some. I'm so happy to see all of these people. The Happy Days cast, for instance. You know, you forget how. Well, I don't think we forget, but it seems like they should all be exactly as they were because we see them every day still. You know,
Yes.
on TV, like Leave It to Beaver's never been off TV. And like you were saying, the younger audience is finding them through the like retro TV, Family Channel, all the classic television channels that we now do have available to us so people can watch. I have a friend who has a 14-year-old daughter, and her absolutely favorite show is Leave It to Beaver. And it's so great because parents can allow their children to sit there and watch these shows and not be concerned about the content. They know they're going to be wholesome, wonderful shows with a good story.
And so your story is called Idol Chat TV. And,
Right.
and where can people find it, Susan?
Okay, because I figured it out myself.
Okay.
Because there are so many different platforms. You can watch it on Sunday nights on Retro TV at 8 p.m., or you can watch it on the Family Channel Sunday nights at 7:30. And if that doesn't work, then what I ended up doing, there's an app that you can get. It's called It's Real Good TV. And you can watch it the next day on Monday or late Sunday morning, whatever it is, early Sunday morning, and you can catch up with the show. We did 8 episodes. We just did Leave It to Beaver. Our next one this coming Sunday will be the cast of E.T. Extraterrestrial. What an extraordinary movie that changed everybody's lives. And then we've got like the iconic Pointer Sisters coming up. So it's a very diverse group of people that we've been able to interview.
You know, and I love that part of the movie too, where it goes, you know, Elliot, phone home, you know, phone home. It's like so iconic. How exciting for you. What a fun thing for you to be able to host. I'm sure you're enjoying it. And acting with, I just want to touch upon, you know, because you are such a talented actress in your own right. During your journey, is there one or two moments that stick out for you where you say, I'm so glad that I got to experience that?
Oh, absolutely. Two very extremely different ones. Like you mentioned Cannonball Run 2 at the top, and to be able to work with Burt Reynolds, oh my gosh, you know,
Yes.
who was just as sweet off camera as he was on camera. That fun laugh of his. He was just a delicious, lovely human being, and he gathered together, you know, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Shirley MacLaine, Marilu Henner. I mean, the cast went on and on and on. And we were like 4 weeks in Arizona, just had one big party. And then on the other extreme of that, I got to do the Will Rogers Follies on Broadway, and I also got to do Hurly Burly and work with the incredible Mike Nichols. So those really stand out to me as kind of pinnacle. You know, you hope to always make a big movie with a big movie star, and you hope to one day be on Broadway, and I've been able to do both.
I love that. It was such a joy for me knowing that I was going to be able to interview you. I was so excited when your PR team like reached out to me and they're like that you were doing this show, and I was like, oh, how cool. I got to interview Marion Ross not too long ago. So when you talk about Happy Days, and I also was able to have Rich Little on the show, and it just, I don't know, it's so much fun. It's like just this conversation with you, I feel like you're right here in my living room. So
Well, thank you. You know, Marion Ross, what a little rock star.
yes.
And it's so cute to see her with Anson Williams and Don Most and Henry Winkler, who is one of the most lovely people in the industry, let alone on the planet. And the three guys, they so adore her. And Henry and Marion are even a little flirtatious with one another. It's adorable.
Oh my, Mrs. C. Mrs. C and the Fonz.
Yep.
I can't wait to tune into your show. Thank you so much. And as we said, from host to host and coast to coast, thank you. It's a real pleasure. And please come on again. I would love to have you on.
Thank you, Donna. I would love to. It's really been fun. Thank you for your time.
Okay, you're welcome. Take care, Susan. Be well. Bye-bye. Mwah. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye-bye.